When I was a kid, I never knew what I wanted to do, or what job I wanted, or what degree I was going to go for, and everybody around me seemingly knew what they wanted to do. My brothers all kind of knew that they wanted to be in the technical computer science-ish field, and my dad knew that he was going to be a electrical engineer ever since he was 8. But I never knew, I never had this moment where I decided this is what I want to do. But I did play a lot of games as a kid, and Minecraft was one of the biggest ones. And I didn't realize, but it has defined a lot of my choices in my later years of life. Minecraft has the ability to give you a sandbox and the freedom to do whatever you want. And whether you realize it or not, that freedom lets you see what you like to do and how you like to do it. Over my probably thousands of hours playing Minecraft, I've developed habits and hobbies that I replicate in every single world. And those hobbies have translated to my life. It just took me longer than I would like to admit to realize that. Whenever I play this game, I'm always trying to make industrial farms and make them as efficient as possible to bring in as many resources as they can, and then I'll sort all those resources into one area and I'll make all the farms around that one area so it's efficient to get to each one, and then I'll make a portal that goes from my base to that farm area if it's far away, so that again it's optimized for me to get there. Whenever I'm playing with friends or on a server with a group of people, I try to simulate an economy and I try to sell things that people need in order to generate diamonds without me needing to go mining for them. So I try to find out what people are trying to get or what they need to get, and then I make it in a more efficient way than going and doing it manually. I find an automated way to get that resource, and then I sell it to them to make profit. Other times, occasionally, I like to just speedrun the game to see how fast I can beat it, or do a challenge to see how well I can perform. Another thing that I really enjoy doing is decorating my base and making something cool and designing a really cool interior and a really cool exterior that's all themed around itself, and then maybe making a pathway that is of a similar theme, and just making my entire base all look like it's one piece of art. I will also occasionally dabble in making redstone contraptions or parkour courses with pistons shooting out of the left and right walls that you have to jump on and then guess where the next block is, and having that all timed correctly, and then making an automated lighting system for my house or whatever else I could do with redstone, including making farms with redstone. So what's the point of me saying all this and telling you guys this? Each of these things that I enjoy doing in Minecraft are things that I enjoy doing in real life. They're things that I would want to pursue in real life. I always like to make things as efficient as possible, so I like to make farms in Minecraft, and I like to speedrun in Minecraft. But I also, in my occupation, I like to code things efficiently. I like to make machines run at correct speeds. I'll get into it a little later, but essentially, my degree that I chose is making things efficient. It's making farms. It's making optimized processes for plants, manufacturing plants. And then, like I said earlier, I like to simulate economies and sell people things and find value in areas that people need value and then give value to them in exchange for some sort of reward. And in my real life, I run a eBay account where I buy and sell and clean and repair older consoles. And in both optimizing manufacturing processes and repairing older consoles, I need some sort of electrical knowledge. And I originally learned some of that electrical knowledge from redstone logic in Minecraft. The basics are pretty transferable between the two. So, when I was a freshman 4 years ago, I had to pick a degree that would define the rest of my life. And at the time, I only really cared about two options: electrical engineering or business. And I didn't know why I wanted either of those options. That's just what popped into my head as viable options, but I didn't know why they were viable options. But in my subconscious, I did know. It's because that's what I did in all the games I've played. That's what I've done in Minecraft. Is I've optimized processes, is I've messed with redstone logic, and I've simulated economies. And now I'm trying to, in my subconscious, transfer that to real life, which is why I chose either electrical engineering or business as my only two good options for my college degree. I then decided from those two options I would pick electrical engineering because I decided it would have a better return on investment. And as much as I do enjoy simulating economies and providing value in Minecraft, I think it was more prevalent that I enjoyed optimizing processes and making farms and making things efficient. So, like I touched on, I decided to become a controls engineer. I decided that I wanted to code machines and optimize them and create processes from scratch that provide value. Exactly how I would make farms in Minecraft. And now I've been running an eBay account for about 3 years, just buying and selling and repairing consoles, just like how I messed with electricity in Minecraft, and just like how I would try to find value that I could provide in Minecraft. I'm doing that in real life. It's all become a weird mix of business and electrical engineering and a collecting hobby that all transferred from my time playing Minecraft. So, to anybody that is struggling finding out what they really enjoy doing and what they want to do for the rest of their lives, there are two things that you can do that can really help you find an answer. The first is if you're older and if you're getting to the age where you're trying to decide if you want to go to college or what your job's going to be and where you want to go, is you just look back at what you did as a kid. You look back at what you enjoyed doing. And I bet a lot of those things you enjoyed doing as a kid, you can transfer into some way of an occupational role or a degree that you would, again, enjoy doing. And if you can't think of a consistent time as a kid where you did enjoy doing specific tasks, then maybe boot up Minecraft and boot up a survival world and then just start playing. Find out what you like doing and what you don't like doing. That's the beauty of the game, is it's a sandbox. And it's one of the best sandboxes that has the freedom aspect of letting you do what you want. Maybe you like building complex bases, so maybe you want to be an architect. Maybe you're like me and you want to build farms and you want to make them optimized, so maybe you should be a controls engineer. Or maybe you really like messing with redstone and making logic and making computers, so maybe you want to be an electrician. Maybe you end up really liking modding or really like designing things, then maybe you're supposed to be a computer engineer or a software engineer. And I'm sure there's another 100 examples I could think of playing that game and translating what you like to do in that game into a hobby or a job or a degree. But the point is that it gives you this ability to find out what you want to do without the restrictions that the world might put on you. So I really hope that somebody is able to watch this and they're able to look back at their childhood and find the thing that really made them curious and enjoy life. Or I really hope that somebody is able to watch this and go, maybe I should boot up Minecraft again. Maybe I should just sit there and have no plan and see what I end up doing or what I end up wanting to do. And then that helps them jumpstart their brain on what they actually want to do for their life, what they've been struggling to find out what they want to do. Because I truly think that if you spend enough time in a sandbox game, you'll find out what you enjoy doing, because it's a sandbox game. You can do what you want. Also, sorry for the worse audio quality. I'm working on getting a better, higher quality microphone, and this is just what I could find that was usable. So that's all I got today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.